Good morning, afternoon. I'm not really sure what time zone I'm on right now. This is Elizabeth from A Suitcase Full of Books, currently checking in from the Seattle airport. I am at the beginning of 2 days of travel to get to my next literary destination, and I thought I would use my travel days to do a book tag. I found the Traveling Bookworm book tag originally made by the Incessant Bookworm, and that seemed appropriate for my travel days. So, if you're not familiar with a book tag, somebody comes up with questions, and I will go through the questions and answer the prompts, and then I will tag anyone who wants to do it too. So, without further ado, because I am currently sitting in the Alaska Airlines lounge and have an hour till my next flight, let's get started. The first prompt is maps. A book set in a place I've wanted to visit. The answer to this has to be My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell. I read this about 17, 18 years ago for a mother-daughter book club, and I have wanted to visit the island of Corfu in Greece ever since. I haven't been yet. I hope to go someday. It's a great book. I've read it like 4 times. So hopefully someday I will get to Corfu. And as for maps, today I started my travel day at Juneau, made it to Seattle. From here I head to Boston, then went overnight, and then from Boston I'll head to Toronto, and then Toronto to Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Can't wait. Alright, time to head to our next flight. Looking for a comfort read, and I decided to start reading a Redwall book, and I chose one I hadn't read before. So I've been reading The Bellmaker, and I can't put it down. I've been reading way too late, and now I'm actually kind of happy that I've got a whole flight to sit and finish this book. So I'll be off reading The Bellmaker. And then when I finish that, I'll be picking up Uncle Tom's Cabin, which is not quite as comfort read, but that's what I'll be continuing on after I finish this one. That you can read in one sitting. For this one, I would have to say the smallest book on my bookshelf, and it's How Watson Learned a Trick. And it's actually a real book, but it's a dollhouse-sized book. It was written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and it was actually written for Queen Anne's dollhouse. So it's a real book, written to be small, and you can read it in one sitting. I actually wrote a blog post about it, so if you want to read more about it, I'll leave a link to that in the comments below. Hello from Boston. It's about 2 a.m. local time here, and we are finally at our hotel. We're gonna sleep a few hours and then continue on in the morning. So the next prompt is Red Eye, which thankfully we are not on today, so we do get a few hours of sleep. But for Red Eye, the prompt is a book that you stayed up all night reading, and I'm pretty sure the last time I stayed up all night to read a book was on a plane to Holland. I was reading Anne Frank's diary, and I was determined to finish it before the plane touched down, and I just about did. So this time I am not actually trying to finish a book last minute just before my plane touches down in my destination, thankfully. So we're gonna get some sleep, and I will catch up with you in the morning. Good night. After a few hours sleep, we awoke to a foggy Boston, and it was back to the airport. With caffeine in hand, we boarded our flight to Canada. These days, I only ever fly with carry-on luggage, but the next prompt is checked bag. An author, you have multiple books they've written. Of course, there's J.K. Rowling. Then my favorite, Sharon K. Penman. Then there's the whole reason I'm on this plane, Ella Montgomery, and Tolkien, and Theodora Goss. And Enid Blyton was the author with which I started my blog. Then there's Marguerite Henry, Jane Austen, Ransom Riggs, and of course Bill Bryson, who inspires my travel writing. Have you really entered Canada unless you've had Timbits yet? One more flight to go. After 2 days and 4 flights, I'm finally back in Prince Edward Island, and we've picked up our rental car. And speaking of rental car, the last prompt is Road Trip, which is a book with any form of road transportation. And my pick for that has to be John Steinbeck's Travels with Charlie. It's a really amusing book about him traveling with his oversized poodle, and it sounds like so much fun. I want to jump in the car with my own puppy. Unfortunately, my own puppy is not here with me, but we're gonna jump in the car and go tool along on Prince Edward Island. And if you want to see more Prince Edward Island, make sure to hit subscribe and check out the coming videos. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and thanks for joining me on my travel day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!